Hey, what's happening? This is Billy Badass.
It's your boy Brent Cannon
We just jumped off the porch.
with Dirty Glove Bastard.
Take me through that, take me through that.
She going.
Take me through that, take me through that.
Through that.
All right, so we got my guy, Billy Badass, jumping off the porch with us today. Welcome, bro.
What's going on? What's going on?
Man, I'm feeling good. How you feeling today, too, man? How you feeling, man? You feeling all
I'm
right?
feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling relaxed. It's time. You know what I'm saying, to be on your show.
Okay, good show, man. And you got your partner up there, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself as well, bro.
It's your boy Brent Cannon, man. I'm in the building.
Okay. And how long y'all two been rocking with each other, working with each other?
Let me say this to you. He's become an executive with the company.
Oh, really?
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm trying to bring in some more younger guys that I feel that have a understanding of what's going on in the street, what's going on in the music game, and just have a very clear understanding of how to make it happen.
Yeah.
And so I don't have to teach too much. You know what I'm saying?
No.
And I feel like he's got the tools. Plus he's a executive. He's already working as an executive in the business field.
Okay, there you go.
So he's just kind of transforming to being a real executive in the hip hop world, because
Yeah.
it's a little different. It's a little
Right.
different.
No, absolutely. And Billy, for people that don't know, you're the founder of the Trap Music Awards.
Yeah, I started the Trap Music Awards. I'm the founder. I'm the owner. I started it from scratch. We decided that we were gonna take the Trap Music Awards and create it for Atlanta at first.
Okay.
We started 6 years ago, and it became something that people started paying attention to us, and then people started calling me about going to different cities. So we decided to take it to a couple of different cities to feel it out. We went to Kentucky, we went to Ohio. We even took it. I was in South Africa, and I did one in South Africa.
Oh, wow. Shoot.
And it was crazy because, I just came over there with awards. You know how if you go somewhere, it's like the Indians. You gotta give them something. You know what I'm saying? You just can't come over there with empty hands. So I went and found out before I went over there what was the hottest clubs, who was the hottest artists, and did my research, and I was able to tie them into what we were doing, and it was a success.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go back, but once they get a little bigger,
Yeah.
and once we've conquered some more cities in our own country, you know what I'm saying, before I start divvying it out of the country.
Yeah. And let me ask you, what was your vision when you created the awards, and why did you feel like it was necessary to?
There's a lot of talent that has not been identified because of the fact that you have some major artists that kind of suck up the air. And I felt like it's time for some of the regional artists to really get a shine. And by taking the Trap Music Awards and just kind of looking at what's really going on in the game, we're always looking for the next star. Like right now, Nard is the star in Atlanta right now. Everybody's looking at. He just got signed. I saw him before. A lot of people saw him. I posted him. You can look at the date when I posted him, and then people paid attention because I'm really on a low key. I'm a mover and shaker. And they see what I'm doing, and they know that I have a real my feet on the ground. I know what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's why I started it, just to really help a lot of independents to get to the next level. And then what happened was, in the midst of starting it, a lot of independents a lot of artists that had been signed to major labels became independent. It kind of switched. So they needed an outlet, and they started coming over to us, and we started helping a lot of the established talent as well.
No, that's very true, because when you look at like the Grammys, the BET Awards, if you're an independent artist, it seems unfathomable to make it up there,
It's basic. Well, you can make it, but it's really few and far between, And I think sometimes artists get put in certain categories, and they get left out. You know, and I understand it because I can see why you get, you know, if you're not like mainstream and hitting the numbers, hitting the targets, you might get left out.
Mm-hmm. Now let me ask you, when it comes to choosing who's the winner, is it a team selection? Does Billy Badass get the final say? Break this down. Well, what's the process like?
I asked my team like who they really, because I used to have it where we would put it on a website and people could pick and choose.
Okay. You could go vote basically.
Yeah,
right?
you can go vote. But we felt that it became like cliche, like it wasn't really what it really seemed to be. And the people that should have won the award didn't win. So we decided to take it on as a team. And my team, we sit down and we talk about it. And we realize that a lot of the times we're thinking the same way.
Correct.
You know, and if we sit down and we analyze it, we can come up with some good solutions to who's the next.
Yeah.
And who's making noise and who's been really working hard in the market, you know? Mm-hmm. In each one of the markets. And another thing is what we're doing, we're expanding the Trap Music Awards, so we're actually looking for people that have a foot on the ground in those markets that we're getting ready to hit. So when we come into their market, we hit the ground running, you know? We believe in authenticity, and that's what's been making us successful.
Yeah. And talk about the show this past weekend here in Atlanta, man. How'd it go, man?
Wow, it was a good event. I mean, you know, I think that it did what it's supposed to do. You know, it lit some people up. The young lady, what's the name?
Lex?
No, the rapper that won 2 awards.
Breskii?
Breskii.
Breskii, yeah.
Breskii, she outshined a lot of people. And when I say that, not because she's talented, but she's also attractive. She's hitting all the numbers.
Yep.
And we felt like she deserved to have the single of the year. And then she got the second award for just being a superstar.
Okay.
Because we want to make you a superstar. When we get finished, we want to wrap you up and then create a superstar. Mm-hmm. And we've done that with a couple of artists. I mean, I really don't like to go into who we did it for, because it's like I say, it's cliche to kind of tell how we did it. It's like you telling us how you do you know?
Yep.
So we keep it as something that we talk about between ourselves.
Mm-hmm. And what I think is really cool is for a lot of these artists, it's their first time being recognized and given any type of award too.
One of the people that we really like recently, we gave AMG Twins their first award. And then this year we gave the AMGs their second award. We haven't been, because they've been on the road hard, like press. So we haven't been able to give them the award in person, but I've talked to them, you know. We've been to a couple of events together, and I let them know that we've decided to give them the award. So, you know, AMG Twins is somebody I really think that have taken what we did for them and ran with it. So that's why, you know, I like to bring them up, because I think that when we first started, we gave them the award. They wasn't hot right at the moment, but when we gave them the award, it just lit them up. Like they took the award, they were standing here with the award, and all of a sudden I started seeing them everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely works. It really helps artists perpetuate success. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like we put a motor in your back.
Yep.
That's what the Trap Music Award is built for.
Yeah, I'm sure it's motivating for them. Like, damn, finally someone sees me, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
So. Mm-hmm.
So, B, talk about, you know, your introduction to the Trap Music Awards and how you became part of the team as well, man.
I became part of the team by meeting Mr. Billy Badass at a showcase. I'm an artist myself, so he kind of adopted me from from performing, and you know, we just clicked like right away. And then, you know,
we messed up a couple of relationships by being so, you know,
being so close, but it is
it
what it
was
is.
so cool. Like when you meet people and you see that they have the same interests and they committed, like
Right.
you could tell when people are really committed to their art and to being successful. And he just needed some extra help. He needed somebody that really believed in him.
That's
And
a
we
fact.
spent a couple of days hanging out, networking and stuff, and then I just said, you know what, come on aboard, man. I need somebody like you that I feel that understands. Because see, what happens is, being an urban corporate person is different from being a corporate company. You know what I mean by that? Is that you have to have a little swag, a little pizzazz to deal in the city, in the streets, without getting caught up. And I notice a lot of artists are executives that try to get in the game. They get caught up. You know, they become something that they really wasn't supposed to become. Right. And it kind of messes up their careers because they start thinking they gang banging. You know what I'm saying? Or they become, you know, super critical, and it changes the format of what's really going on. So it took me a while to find a couple of executives. I have another executive that he doesn't travel as much because he's got a big family. He started with me. His name is Kentucky Boy. He's out of Kentucky.
Okay.
But he's tied in. Then we got another gentleman that we're going to be bringing in that's doing the publishing side of the business because we need somebody who understands the publishing side. So we're growing, but we're just taking our time to really find the right people around the country that can represent the brand. So it's growing. It's making its way.
Yeah. And the next stop, if I'm correct, is Connecticut, right?
Yes, okay. Connecticut. We feel like we need to go up north. I went to college in Boston, in New England. I'm very familiar with New England. He's very familiar. He grew up in Connecticut.
Absolutely. Shout out to CT, New Haven. We here.
You know, so we feel like that's a good market. I went to a school called Lowell, Massachusetts. And I had to drive past Connecticut every time I went up there. So and then I played basketball. So we used to play Hartford, Sacred Heart. What other schools up there? There's a bunch of small independent schools up there. So I learned a lot about Connecticut. I never really hung in Connecticut, but I know a lot of people in Connecticut. You know, so I think that's the start. And then New York is the next market.
Okay.
And it's right next door to Connecticut.
Yeah,
and I grew up in New York.
Yeah, I feel like Connecticut's one of those last markets that's really been untapped too in this rap game.
Absolutely.
Man.
Yeah. So listen, you Connecticut cats, make sure you tie in because it could change your life for real.
Yep. So
we excited about Connecticut, and Connecticut really is one of the richest states in the country. You know, if you look at the amount of the real estate in Connecticut, it's very expensive to live in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Like Stamford, Connecticut, Greenwich. He knows more about it. What other city?
The whole Litchfield. I mean, that's where the wealth is.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
But there are hoods in Connecticut too.
Oh yeah,
There's definitely hoods.
They
Don't get it
surprise you too.
confused.
It's some real
Don't get it
hoods in
confused.
Connecticut.
I've had some people off the porch, and they was from Connecticut. They was telling me like,
Oh yeah, what part?
New Haven.
New Haven. That's where I'm from.
Yeah.
That's where I'm.
And
Shout
a couple
out to
other places. I don't want to misquote exactly where they're from, but
Wow.
it's interesting to meet people from there. And as an outsider, especially as a Southerner, you don't think there's any hoods in Connecticut.
Yeah.
But then they come down and
Yeah,
like, oh, it really goes down up there.
You might
too,
not
man.
leave where we from.
Yeah, you know, they got some places where they have some real shootouts up there.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't get it twisted. But yeah, and then Massachusetts is the same thing. Like
Absolutely.
like Dorchester, Rochester.
Framingham.
What was the other areas?
Springfield.
Blue Hill Ave. They made a movie about Blue Hill Ave.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called If you go look it up, it's called Blue Hill Ave, and it's a gangster movie.
Oh, wow.
And it's really about how really Blue Hill Ave was really developed. And, you know, a lot of the mob, what happened was, and I kind of did some research, that a lot of the mob that did some stuff in New York, they went up to Connecticut. They went to Connecticut, and then they went to Mass. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the real gangsters went up. They disappeared. That's where they sent them.
Oh wow.
Right? To get out the way. So you got a lot of stuff going on in that direction. And there's a lot of artists up there that really don't get to shine.
Yeah, exactly. They're very overlooked. That's what I'm saying. It's like one of the last untapped markets when you look
Absolutely.
around, man. But you guys are surrounded by every other market that's really popping up there too.
Yes.
We just need that break. That's all we need.
Yeah. We gonna see what's going on. we gonna open floodgates to see what happens.
That's a fact.
You know, so I think that's our next play. And also, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think there's a lot of talent that kind of slowed down in New York. You know, I don't know what happened, but as I've gotten older, I left New York and moved to the West Coast and stayed out on the West Coast for about 8 years in Los Angeles. And I learned a lot about the industry and, you know, the whole thing about the gangs and how they moved and everything. And, you know, I had to find a way to kind of be neutral. You know, I was a little older, so I was able to get away with it. And they, you know, it was like, oh, he's from New York, he don't know what's going on. So they used to leave me alone. But my store that was called the Billy Badass store was on Pico and La Brea, right next to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, right where my man got hit from Philly.
P&B Rock.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, I think a lot of that could have been avoided. But, you know, when you go places that you're not familiar with, you gotta gingerly walk in there. You don't just, you know, I was right next to Roscoe's or Chicken and Waffles, and I didn't go down there. I waited for a while, like I waited for about a month or two before I went over there, met the owner, shook his hand, met the waitresses, and because the waitresses are to connect to the community. And a lot of the gangsters are dating the waitress because they bad. You know, all the waitresses there are pretty. So they kind of communicating to what's going on, who's coming in, what's going on. And if you go in there and you very naive, you might get hit because all they do is make a phone call and the place is lit up. So being right next to that and learning a lot about our culture, about how, you know, it's all about loyalty in the gang life, and being able to understand that with them, I was able to grow up a little bit more. When I say that, like how to deal when your life is on the line. It's a little different when somebody bang on you. I don't know if you ever had somebody bang on you, but
thankfully no.
Yeah, but they came in my store and banged on me, right? And I'm originally from New York, so when they banged on me, I had two choices: pack up and leave, or let them know that it's not going down and it could be a problem. See, up north, we handle things a little different. You know, you just disappear. It wasn't none of that, you know, we're gonna fight and all that, and, you know, shootouts and all that. So what happened was, you know, I knew I couldn't really afford no Rolls Royce and all that when I first got there, so I went and bought me a limo. And I had a driver. And my driver was a big dude, and he used to pick me up in the morning in Van Nuys, all the way up in the hills, and then he would drive me to work, and he would stand outside with the car. You know, I had about 3 or 4 jobs. You know, I used to sell computers and all kinds of stuff to keep some cash flow going, and he would take me around so I could go to my jobs, but I wouldn't be in that traffic in LA, because, you know, you get in traffic, you couldn't You can't maneuver. So I used a limo as a way to, as a vehicle, and then it got out in the street that Billy Badass, because I had a big sign on the side of the building, said Billy Badass and with 2 X's on it. And they was like, who's this Billy Badass dude? So what happened was the mothers of the gangsters, because I was in Crip territory, I became real cool with them because they would come in the store and buy clothes for their kids. And some of them I would just, because I used to get samples, and I used to be being in the industry, people gave me samples. So I would just give it to them. No, I said, don't worry about paying me. And it got back to the gang leaders that I loved on them. You feel me? I wasn't a Crip, but I loved on them in the sense that I took care of their culture, their family. So I was put in a circle where don't go over there and fuck with him. Excuse my expression. Don't rock with him. Don't touch him. He's good, right? So they would come up to the store, and then slowly but surely, the gang leaders would come up and holler at me. And so one day they asked me, could they use my store? Because my store was 3,000 square feet. They wanted to do a party in my store. So I let them do the party in the store. Man, I ain't never had a party where the po-po came with the helicopters and put lights in the building.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? Turned up, it was like that, but they like that. You know what I'm saying? When they say, hey, our party got turned up and the police came, they like that shit. You know what I'm saying? It makes them look like they lit. So that's one of the things that
that's crazy. Billy, talk about this book you got, man. This GOAT book.
Yeah,
the official GOAT book, brother.
the official GOAT book is something that, let me leave this one here so you can kind of look at it. The GOAT book it's an encyclopedia, hip hop encyclopedia.
Yeah, that thing is thick right there.
Yeah, it's about almost 500 pages.
Shoot.
And what I did in this book is, it took me 3.5 years to really work on it, because like everything goes through cycles, and when you develop a project, it comes out, was in paperback when it first came out. People were looking at it like, what is this? So as it kind of developed and grew into the hard copy, it became its own self. And what I've done is took a snapshot of our culture and put the people that have influenced it. It's called Urban American Legends that help form our hip hop culture around the world. So you're gonna find people in this book from everywhere. Not as much, we're gonna be developing it again, like in London and England and South Africa, because I travel a little bit and I've got a chance to see that hip hop too. But this book is gonna be something that gonna be passed on to people's kids, and you're gonna be able to look in the book and see somebody that, first of all, a lot of talent gets walked over like this. They don't really pay attention to them because they might be a one-hit wonder or 2 songs they did. But this book gives the opportunity to shine a light on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a couple of people that I want to really kind of talk about that really did some things in the culture, like La Russell.
Okay.
He's in the book. Shout out to La Russell, man. Give me a call when you see the book. All right. La Russell, he out of L.A. Let me see who else I think that really put a shine on this thing. Ice Wevezel. He's doing this thing. He's really part of his culture. He's in Detroit, but he's really, I watch him. I have friends in Detroit telling me, make sure you put him in the book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he does so much for his community too.
He's really into this community, and he tries to get the other players, other artists to get involved and be a partner in some of the projects he's involved in. So,
Billy, let me ask you, what makes someone a GOAT? Like what?
Well, let me explain to you. It's considered like it's considered not just being a GOAT, but like everybody can, in some way or fashion, can attach themselves in this culture as somebody that is goated. Because they were part of the culture. They developed it. They helped the culture grow, and they became part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like LL Cool J, he's a GOAT. You know, he came up with the name.
He's the original GOAT.
Yeah, he's the original GOAT. But you know, like there's people like him. You know, like Russell Simmons is a GOAT. You know, even though Puffy went through his thing, Puffy's a GOAT. You know, we can't just say, hey, you know, we're gonna cut Puffy out because he went through what he went through, but he is a GOAT. He's the one that put a lot of people in the game. And there's a couple of celebrities and industry people that's behind, you know, Jay-Z. You know, his producer is a GOAT. Because without his producer, he has some of the phenomenal producers in the game, and they lifted him up. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the main thing about this book.
Yeah. And I'm sure it was tough to narrow it down even to the 500 pages.
Yeah,
because you probably could have kept going.
I think that you can kind of add. It's going to be added more people every year. We're going to add more people onto the book.
Okay. So there's a continuation.
Yes.
To this. Okay.
So this is Encyclopedia Volume 1. So, you know, maybe I think this might be the biggest we can get this book. So I'm going to have to go to Volume 2. But it's something that, like, when I talk to my kids, I have a 13-year-old and a 17-year-old, and they can relate to this. You know, because they seen Daddy work. They know what it's about. So now the book is in a position that eventually they might take over the company and keep putting the book out.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So it's about, you know, creating something that has a legacy to it. And it's a legacy for our community as well.
And where is the book available? Where can people purchase it?
Right now,
Amazon, everywhere?
It's Amazon is where you can get the book right now.
Okay.
I'd rather you call me.
Call you, hit you
call
direct.
Not me directly, but call, DM me on Instagram, The Trap Music Awards. THE Trap Music Awards. You can go on there and actually.
So you pulling up on folks and selling the book is what you say.
Right now, I think that, you know, on the last thing I want to say about the book.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, not last thing, but there's a lot to it. I'm giving away, once we reach 7,500 books sold, I'm giving away 2 cars and 3 trips.
Wait, what?
Yes.
To people that bought the book or to anyone?
Everybody that buys a book, the book has a serial number. When you buy my book, it'll have a serial number on the top of it. And you take that serial number and you go bar scan and submit that number to me so that I can have it to my accountant, and my accountant keeps up with all the books that's sold. Once we get to 7,500 books, I'm giving away those cars. They might be demos. They might not, you know what I'm saying? They might have 3,000 miles on them, 5,000 miles on them.
Hey, a car is a car.
They brand new, you know what I'm saying? You're getting a free car, you know? And then on top of that, I'm giving away 3 trips. So, you know, that's 6 people. So 3 couples will get a chance to go somewhere, go on a cruise. We're gonna do Jamaica, a cruise, and somewhere else. So.
Oh, that's super dope right there. It's worth the shot of just buying the book
itself,
you know?
The book, you know,
it's
you
like a
never
raffle
know.
almost.
Right.
Yeah, it's a sweepstake.
Exactly.
It's a difference between. I made it a sweepstake because I don't want it to be a raffle where I have to worry about the government coming and howling at me. It's a sweepstake. You know what I'm saying? The sweepstake is when I sell them 75, because you can come and find out. You can come and find out from my accountant that I sold the 7,500 books, right? So once the 7,500 books are sold, I'm gonna give away the 2 cars, you know? And you're gonna ride around and be like, yo, I won the car because I bought one of the books.
Absolutely, man.
So then the next situation might be I'm giving away a house. You know, we get to 50,000 books.
Oh, we going up and up, huh?
We're gonna keep going. Why not? Why not raise the bar for our community while we raise the bar for ourselves? And that's what it's about.
No, well said right there. So looking ahead, the future of the Trap Music Awards, what do you see as the future, Billy?
I just see it as a national and international company. I'm gonna have training centers that will train people on establishing a relationship with our culture. You know, I was gonna do a GO.A.T museum, but now I'm calling it a GO.A.T book museum. So you can come to the GO.A.T book museum, go through, find out who's hot, find out why this person did what he did, and get some history on your culture. Because they're trying to take the culture out of our community. So this is the way that we can keep our culture in our community. So I might have a couple of locations around the country where you can go in LA, you might be able to go to New York, Miami, or some of the major cities where I have locations where you can go there, and once you buy a couple of books, you got a debit card, you can go and scan in, come in there, look around, you know, talk to people, network, and that kind of thing, you know.
No, that's super dope. You can even kind of make like a pop-up shop to where you go to different cities and everything too.
Yes.
Man. That'd be super dope. And B, what do you see as the future of the Trap Music Awards as well, man?
Like he said, I see it being something that's international. I see it being a vehicle for artists, for recognition. I see it as a great marketing tool for artists. So I see it something long term for the independent community. That's what I see.
Yeah. And Billy, what are some qualities from artists that gets them on your radar, that makes you tap in like, he's deserving of something?
In which way? The GO.A.T book or just the Trap Music Award?
Mostly the awards. Yeah.
Okay.
Like you said, you were on Hardnard probably before a lot of folks were. What did you see in Hardnard that made you want to post him? And
I seen his commitment to being great. See, a lot of these independent artists don't understand that everybody wants to try to be like the other artists. But then you get an artist that just wants to be like himself. You know, he came up with his own concept, Smack. You know, he got this whole Smack thing. I didn't understand it at first. I thought he was two different people. But after listening to him and paying attention to his music, I realized it's the same individual, but he's giving you he's giving you that smack. You know what I'm saying? It's like giving you that feel of what you really need to know about his music. And that's the difference that people don't understand. You gotta have that to be the passion. And I've seen that in a lot of artists that don't maybe have the budget to be that hot artist, but they got the passion. That's the first thing I'm looking for. And then, you know, in each one of these communities, you watch them, you know, what's valuable to you? Some of these artists' value is kind of off kilter. The value of having a lot of jewelry and a lot of money, you know, before they have the things they need to have to be successful. Take your time, build those things up, because people pay attention. You don't realize people are paying attention, not just you as an artist, they're looking at how you move. And that's one thing that I do. I watch an artist and then I see, not even artists, I give awards to executives, producers, and then, you know, some of these people they don't want you to know, they stay protected too. Like, it's hard to find out really what's going on with them because they don't want everybody to know who they are. So you gotta take the time to really find out what's going on with these artists. And a lot of artists go through a lot of mental situations. You don't know that, but if you pay attention, you listen to their music, you could tell that they had some things happen to them, you know? So that's what I look for in artists.
Okay, for sure. And go ahead and plug your social media so everyone knows where to follow you and find you at too.
You can reach me at the THC Trap Music Awards. That's the main page. You can go there and check
That's
me
on
out.
IG?
Yes.
Okay.
Then you can hit my probably you can hit me at Trap Music Awards at Trap Awards at Gmail is one that I think you could hit me at. I would give you my my regular personal one, but I don't want that bombarded. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather do the Gmail. But hit me on the website. Hit me on the Instagram. We have a website. It's up, but it's called the Trap Music Awards .shop. We're gonna be having gear up there. We're gonna, you can actually purchase the book on there. So it's, you have a way to get in touch with us.
Okay. Yeah. And what about you, B? What's your social media?
You can find me on Instagram, The Real Brent Cannon. Everything else is Brent Cannon. Also follow my Quality Kept ENT page. That's really about it.
Okay. You still making music? You still dropping?
I'm still making music. I dropped that single While You Running, so y'all go check that out. I got a story to tell freestyle that's out. Actually, that While You Running just got a placement in a TV series.
Oh, congrats
so
on
shout
that.
out
That's
to Young
huge,
Euro for that. Related by Loyalty, so be on the lookout for that. And music. I'm dropping that DOA, so be on the lookout for that too. So
Is that a project or is that a single?
no, it's just a single.
Okay.
I got a single coming out within the next month. I got the video shot and everything, so
Okay.
I'm just taking my time with it, man. That's all.
Yeah. And if people haven't heard your music, how would you describe it? Like what type of vibes? What type of
Yeah, let me hear how
Good question.
you
Good
think about your
question.
music.
So pain music, like a lot of my music come from experience. So I speak on what I've been through, what I've seen, what I'm going through. Some of my other music is based on just, again, experiences. I might be in the mood to talk about a female at the time. Might be in the mood to shoot you in your face. I might be in the mood to sell some drugs. So
That he don't do that.
I would do that though, but it's my past
It's a
life.
mood, man.
It's my past life.
No, it's
But right now, that's what my mentality be when I'm creating music.
Okay.
So,
I want to interject something that artists, if you need some help with your music, you want to go national, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you if your music is national, but I can help you in that sense. So I like to take on projects. I do joint ventures with artists. I don't do the, I do have a relationship with Empire through one of the gentlemen that's part of my team. He's one of the VPs. He's in charge of that area. But if you are interested in getting involved with the Trap Music Awards, traveling with us, we're interested in taking on projects like that. You have to have a budget though. Don't come to me on my please help me. You go get a job for 6 months, save you some money, and come holler at me. All right, and I'll help you. But that's important
definitely gotta have that budget.
because
you don't call it the music business for nothing.
you can't do anything. I can't do anything for you if you don't have a budget. Because if you don't have a budget, then you're using my budget.
Right.
And my budget's for the Trap Music Awards. You know what I'm saying? My mind is not just for the Trap Music Awards, but my budget is. So come on, work with me, build with me, and you'll be able to be successful.
No, well said, man. All right, guys, got any shout outs you guys want to give before we wrap it up here?
Just shout out to my wife. I have a beautiful wife that's been with me for, over 10 years and gave me 2 nice young gentlemen. I got 2 little boys, and I like to say, thank you for being there with me through the hard times, and even when you didn't understand me, because women sometimes just don't understand us. But I'm proud to say that she's still there with me, and she's helped me along the way.
Yeah. What about you, B?
I want to shout out to Billy Badass, number one. I gotta shout my mans out. Giving me the opportunity. You know, us growing together. Definitely want to shout out Billy for sure. Shout out Ja, of course, too, for the platform. And I want to shout out Mom. I'm here. I love you, Mom. And my kids, BJ, I love you. Brianni, I love you too. That's really about it.
Take me through that, take me through that.
She gone.
Take me through that, take me through that.
Go through that, through that.
Take me through